some skills that I think are really important that we really drive into sort of our curriculum that we think it's important for our students to have when they are graduates of our program and are representing our program. So one is being familiar with organizational frameworks and models and knowing sort of what environments they could be used in and how they might be contingent on the environment, seeing them as dynamic frameworks and models that are really important for them to have as part of their toolkit. Systems thinking about an organization as an open system and how that organization interacts with its environment, and the implications having that systems thinking perspective has on how we think about organization change. And also thinking about collaboration and conflict negotiation skills and how to utilize those effectively in the workplace. We have an internationally renowned conflict resolution center, the MD-ICCCR, Mohrendeutsch International Center for Cooperation and Conflict Resolution, where students learn about developing negotiation skills and understanding collaboration and conflict negotiation in supervised groups, and they're able to apply them to organizational settings.
The key skills that our students walk away with after graduation is an understanding of behavior in organizations and how that relates to topics like leadership and diversity and motivation and change, because that's our goal, is to both understand what happens in organizations, how people behave and why they behave differently in organizations than they might in other settings, depending upon the situation and the people they're surrounded by and the goals and objectives they're trying to achieve. These things all affect the behavior of people, and sometimes in very strange ways. And so we see resistance to change when we don't think there should be, and we see people who are curious and trying to do things a different way perhaps than they've been instructed because they think they can understand how to do it better than the people who designed the system. And these are fascinating kinds of behaviors that occur in organizations. And our students need to understand those behaviors so that they can help leaders and others undertake successful improvements in organizations that require people to behave differently in order for things to get better. It's one thing to have kind of an ideal image of what an organization should be and how it should work. We can probably all think about that and say, boy, it would be great if everybody was so committed to the success of the organization and totally engaged, and then we go work in an organization and we say, gee, it's kind of odd. People are not committed to the success of the organization. They don't seem very engaged. I wonder what's going on here. So understanding what's going on and then knowing what to do about that are the kinds of skills that our students develop. And of course they develop self-awareness and self-understanding in the process of doing that. They become more aware of their implicit bias around gender and racial diversity, cultural diversity, because that's important as they relate to people from different walks of life and different backgrounds in organizations. Not all of us are alike. We don't think alike. We don't behave in the same fashion. So we have to understand ourselves and understand them and what are the similarities and what are the differences so that we can work together more productively.
I think another set of skills that is really important for our students that they walk away with after graduation is really learning how to work across differences. And that means, differences around all aspects of diversity. It means, working with differences in teams, in organizations, across continents. Our students are working in global organizations. That's the world now. We're all in global organizations, and they really develop the knowledge and skills to be able to do that, to navigate complexity in what has become an incredibly complex global environment.
It's more of an experience-based kind of a legacy or benefit that they will get, which is being able to study in New York, in the center of the world, where many of these theories and scientific approaches are applied in very high stakes, actually enables them to have, as part of the repertoire of skills and experience, knowledge of very, very important and influential organizations and of what leaders are doing here. And I think most of our students walk away with a great deal of experience of the market here, and it's a very global market.